Heterosexual men love naked women, and heterosexual women love to get naked for them. Still, somehow, heterosexual men find themselves judging women for being half naked in public, without knowing anything about them at all. Who is right? Women for exercising power over their own bodies, or men for wanting all that sexiness to stay covered up until it's time to take it all off?
The Bible is strong when it comes to covering ourselves and keeping ourselves covered. Now, what is going to happen soon and very soon? There's going to be people will walk without clothes. Will just paint themselves. You see the tattoo? Then people draw tattoos all over the place. You see, they'll just draw tattoo over them, and the tattoo looks like clothing, and there's nothing on them. So that is what they feel that makes them beautiful, that makes them show what they are, the naturalism. But when sin comes along, people will walk naked.
Pastor Herman Mathra is a biblically based Christian conservative, and his viewpoint is no longer the dominating socializing force. In this day and age, people understand that God gave them the power of choice, and they are free to choose whatever they want for better or worse. Not to mention that real-life choices are often more intricate than most clergymen are willing to admit.
Fashion comes and goes and evolves along the way. And for me, one of the things is what to wear and where to wear it to. I find sometimes that when I see people dressed in town, it raises my eyebrows because I'm thinking, ooh, to me that should not be something that you come downtown with.
The argument that women should not expose their cleavage or backsides in public is often just a cover for male chauvinism, basically ways for men to recover the social control they once had over women's minds, bodies, and behavior. But Pastor Herman Mathra thinks that the biblical perspective applies to everyone equally.
It goes for both men and women. The men also with tight trousers and other things, expose bare back and bare shirt, thing like that. All these things are exposure, indecent exposure.
Karen Tobier, as a modern enlightened woman of the arts, agrees that the rule should go both ways, but in a more secular, liberal way.
Do not condone anybody being judgmental about anybody else. We wear what we want and what we feel comfortable with. It is our right as an individual to do that. Respect is something that is earned. It is not something that is given. If you behave in a certain manner that causes people to disrespect you, chances are it may happen. That does not excuse the other person who is being disrespectful.
For her, there may be a case that a woman's worth may or may not be judged by her clothing, but a man's character can definitely be judged by his words.
If a man chooses to be extremely rude and disgusting with his comments, and we have that so very often, that is on the man. That speaks about the type of man that you are, that you feel that it is okay for you to say these things to a woman, you being a man that was born of a woman. So if you choose to be disgusting and disrespectful to another woman, that is on you. That says that you are not the type of man that you ought to be.
From a biblical standpoint, however, positive moral values have stood the test of time for thousands of years with good reason, and new modern values are not qualified to replace them.
That comes under the heading of more decent dressing, and the Bible calls it that we must dress modestly in modest apparel. People must be covered. The Bible is we must not expose our nakedness, and that is one of the things that is rampant in this present time. People don't feel to wear clothing. They reckon that if they expose their skin to show what they have is the best way of proving their beauty.
Even those who believe in the power of personal choice agree, however, that some people are either taking it too far or not thinking through the consequences of their choices.
It really is all about personal choices. I am not bashing anybody. I will say though, for a lot of our young ladies, I do not understand why the trend is to get naked and to be naked in a public space. And I say that there's not judgmental. I'm saying that I do not understand it. I do not understand why you would choose to be on the road in your negligee, what should be something worn in the bedroom. I do not understand that choice.
For Choice News Now, I'm Jason Seafley.